Well, here I am in a McDonald's uh, on the west side, and stayed last night at the one of the shelters. Oh, it was horrible. Oh my goodness, the shelters are. It's really organized. It's an organized religion. Okay, man's religion. These guys are. They're so dirty. They're so stinky. You know, you carry their bags. Uh, they have no hope. And you got to go through a routine. You got to go in, and you've got to get a card. And it's got your name and face, picture, and stuff. And they don't just help people that are right off the street. Like they come up if it's cold. Will they have a shelter for them to go to? They don't. You have to go through a orientation. Okay, an interview. And they interview the person. It's like a 45-minute deal. I was like, well, do I need to answer all these questions? Like where'd you sleep last night? Where'd you stay a month ago? Where did you blah 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 blah? Do you have parents and children and single? I said I don't want to have to go through. All I want to do is just be able to have somewhere to go for the night if I need to go to sleep, or I'll set my tent up somewhere. I said that's all I need. Well, you don't have to answer them. I said okay, just go ahead and put NA after everything. The guy still went and was asking me a couple questions afterward. I said, "But what I say, sir? Please, just NA." Well, these places they take them, they come with these big buses, okay? The tour buses. And they pull up and park, and you got to be inside there. You got to be inside their establishment, the homeless building, to be able to be ushered out to come out to it. If you're standing outside and you have a card, okay, the ID thing, and you weren't in there, they won't let you get on. You had to go through them, through the building, and then come and get on. Um, like I said, most of them don't shower. I mean, I saw one go use the restroom and he didn't even use toilet paper. I mean, the place stinks really bad. They do have the beds, the bunk beds and all, but they leave lights on, certain amount of lights all night long. Um, and then it's not mandatory. One has personal hygiene. They smell so bad. You don't even sometimes can't sleep because of their feet stinking so bad, or their body odor, or whatever. Uh, it's a racket. Okay, it's a racket. They get paid a certain amount for everybody that they bring in and usher them, and it's serious. It's a seriously legal routine. Okay, you might as well be in jail. I'm not kidding. There's nothing for you to do when they go in there, and in the mornings they come with the buses and pick you back up because they take you to a warehouse, drop you off. Okay, and there's dudes that are hired as security guards in there and stuff. One of them was so bad. It's only been like 4 nights, okay, of a living horror. The first night was, the first 3 nights was a big wide open warehouse. That's all it was. Down on the bottom level, about 5 feet, were the helpless. Okay, they stunk, out of this world. They were horrible. And then up on the upper top, where everybody else was laid out on mats on the floor. Okay, some people had, just every bit of clothes you could ever see, and suitcases and things, and they're sprawled around, and they had outside, they did have portable potties and shower. But that was, organized as well. Everybody, we want to shower, take a shower here, you come and get it, you gotta get it. And then dudes will be in there longer than they're supposed to, and people are standing outside and it's cold, and you know. Well, me, I didn't even know it. I went up the first day I got down there, and they dropped you off somewhere where you weren't. They didn't come back with the bus. No, no. They didn't come back for 3 days. It was like they dropped them off, and there's nowhere to go. It was warehouses and industry area. No stores or anything. Everybody stayed there, basically. But right around the corner was a dope shop where you could buy marijuana. That's where all of them were going. That's what the ones that spend their money, the little bit of money they got, so, to get high and, talk and just, live the day. That's it. They don't have the thought of Christ or the love of the brethren on their mind. Not at all. They think, being nice to people is good enough. So, this Denver thing is horrible. It's supposed to say here the love of the brethren, okay? We are sanctified by the Spirit, purified also through obedience. That's how it is. Our obedience is our purification, and through the Spirit of Jesus, and in the love of the brethren. I don't see people loving the brethren, man. I don't see brethren loving brethren. It's been years and years. I mean, I see someone talking and caring about the do, the what, and the simple things, the easy things. But when it comes down to it and sacrificing and all, I don't see it. It's been a long time. You show me.